Welcome to Palm Beach STEAM Fest 2019. We're so excited to have you here. There's a lot of amazing activities and great demonstrations for you to check out indoors and outdoors. In order to receive some great feedback for us to improve the event for next year, we have a QR code up here on the screen, and we also have the QR code on the back of the volunteer badges. So before you leave the event, find a volunteer, ask them if you can scan with your phone, with your camera, this QR code, complete the quick form for us and submit it at the bottom, and it'll help us improve STEAM Fest in the future. Have a great time today, and we look forward to seeing you again next year.
I would say the three words that best describe this event are fun, exciting, and creative. We're trying to bring in that creativity element to everything about science to help children learn as much as they can and explore as much as they can and be curious and creative.
When they go up to the tables, their eyes are very wide and they are amazed by things that explode, by bubbles that pop smoke, by electricity that can travel through their body and make noise, and they are just amazed by all these activities.
Just to see the focus that these kids put into these games, especially when you know that they're interested in it, it's just an amazing sight.
I really love this event because of the passive learning. In other words, learning that's just the low brain power, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way, because to get people interested, often this is how you got to start, because if you want to get somebody interested in math, you just don't throw a calculus textbook in front of them and expect them to read it for 3 hours straight.
So our passion with early learning is really the science behind that brain development. 85% of the brain is developed and physically grown by the time the child's 3 years old. So it's so crucial to get the community and the word spread about how critical that 0 to 5 space is for families in order to have children be successful in life.
Always we say it's difficult to make changes happen. Change happens with one child, one staff, one faculty, one person. We are the change, and we can make the change for a better future.
The A in STEAM stands for the arts, and the importance there is in curiosity and creativity, more so than in the drawing or the painting or the drama that people tend to think of with the arts.
I got one! I got one!
Today we offer children opportunities to explore STEAM by knocking down blocks with a pendulum, painting and exploring different wavelengths of light, using tubes to build and explore sound,
I'm trying to connect it.
Exploring chemistry with fizzing water, and having a lot of fun.
I need this off.
STEAM learning in preschool is full of curiosity, wonder, excitement, and joy. STEAM learning opportunities are less about particular activities with directions that the adult has the child do, and are more about offering exciting, interesting, engaging opportunities to learn.
We just need another piece.
And giving the children the freedom and time to explore, wonder, think, and discover the world around them. Without creativity, the science, technology, engineering, and math fields are very static.
Yeah, I see it.
Look at the red and the yellow and the blue and the purple.
Yeah, right in the back.
The most important thing with teaching young children, really anything, but particularly within the STEAM fields, is the ability for them to explore and make their own discoveries. So when there's freedom for them to make choices, when they get excited about something because it's open-ended and it's their decision what they're doing and where they're going with it, when they can manipulate something with their hands, they can touch it, they can see it, they can smell it, they can feel it, that's when they're really learning.
To our ongoing Climate in Crisis series now, this morning, a first-hand look
at what's being done to save sea turtles.
Yeah, the October issue of National Geographic explores the majestic creatures, and it reveals how pollution is putting them at risk. NBC's Carrie Sanders joins us now from Juno Beach in Florida with more on this. Hey, Carrie.
Hey there, I'm at the Loggerhead Marine Life Center, and this is actually one of those turtles that was threatened by what you're talking about. Brought in 6 days ago, so they nicknamed her. We were here that day. They nicknamed her Today. And of course, the problem is what you just mentioned, what we're doing, plastics. And here's some of the plastics that are floating in the ocean. In fact, this right here, this was found not only inside her, but trailing around her. And the big fear was that there might be a fish hook on this. Fortunately not. So in a few minutes, she's going to go back to where she belongs. But first, a look at the unintended predators, those predators being us and our plastic garbage.
From birth, sea turtles' natural instinct is to head towards the ocean. Sea turtles are a fundamental part of marine ecosystems and are found on the beaches of every continent except Antarctica.
There's 7 different species. They're all either threatened or endangered.
Scientists say once millions of sea turtles swam the oceans, but today they estimate there are less than 1 million. The turtles face natural predators, but it's what mankind does that endangers their survival. Climate change, coastal erosion and development, illegal trade, and polluted oceans.
We saw a lot of influx of garbage come in.
Garbage? Like what?
Like plastic bottles. We collected over 300 just right after the storm, and like large pieces of trash, like milk jugs and random pieces of debris.
And all of that is an enemy to the turtle?
For sure.
At the Loggerhead Marine Life Center in Juno Beach, Florida, they're on the front lines of sea turtle conservation.
So the eggs are approximately here.
From protecting the more than 20,000 nests this season along the beach.
This is a loggerhead sea turtle nest that hatched 3 days ago.
To treating more than 100 turtles and 1,000 hatchlings in their hospital.
So Ogie was hit by a boat, and that's what caused this fracture to the carapace.
One of the things we do here in the hospital is we try to use these patients to learn about what's going on in the ocean and what's happening in the environment. The plastic in particular is something that's affecting the turtles.
Plastic is either ingested or being mistaken for food, or physically injuring the turtles, like seen in this plastic straw video that went viral.
How big of a crisis is this?
Immense. Basically, 100% of our patients have ingested plastic in some form, whether it's a bag or a fishing line or a small piece of microplastic. All of them that we see have plastic.
So we could lose a species.
Absolutely. That's what we're here to do, is bring awareness, show that there is hope.
The hope, through protecting our oceans, sea turtles will survive.
They seem awfully energetic. I would think that they would be exhausted after breaking out of the shells.
Yeah, they are built for this.
Should we give them a little victory here?
Yes.
Are you optimistic?
I'm optimistic that we are actually turning a tide against plastic. I'm hopeful and optimistic that it can be done.
These guys can make it. Come on. You go. Go. And so now we're seeing something that you rarely get a chance to see. This is a green sea turtle rescued. She can actually smell the water, they tell me. So today, at 270 pounds, is now making her way back out into the ocean where she belongs. She's about 35 years old, and as we cheer her on, there's a crowd here also gathered. It's a big moment. She's making her way out, and wow, she's got a lot of energy. The really fortunate thing here is that the plastic that was removed from her is gone completely. They know that. It's all good. One of the things that's interesting is you can see right here, they put a little tracker on her. So that means anybody who's watching right now or in the coming days who wants to watch her can track her as she goes out into the ocean and every time she surfaces. So go to marinelife.org/today, because of course that's her nickname, Today. And away she goes. Oh my God, this is really exciting to watch this. Going back to where she belongs, rescued just 6 days ago, getting that first taste of the water, and the water's nice and warm, so she's gonna feel like
that's cool.
she definitely belongs. Interestingly, She will live at least 80 years. So she's going to live for about 80 years. And when they go down under the water, she may go down for a while because they can hold their breath for 8 hours or maybe even a little bit longer.
8 hours?
There we go. I know. I feel like cheering, guys. This is great. Oh, my God.
Come on.
You go. Yeah. You go. And away she goes.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. She's pinging right now, guys. She's pinging, and there she goes.
There she
Gone.
goes.
Carrie, how do we
Back to
follow
where she
her
belongs.
online? How do we track her?
You can track her online with the website. I'll give it to you again.
There it
It's
is.
marinelife.org/today. And so away she goes off into the Atlantic.
I'm going to track her all day.
Hopefully to have a very fancy life. And, you know, they return to the spot pretty much where they were born to lay their eggs. So everybody here cheering a big day.
That was awesome, Carrie.
Carrie Sanders.
Wow, look at Carrie. Carrie's getting choked up. Pretty cool.
Carrie, thank you.
The STEAM Fair is an opportunity for children to deeply investigate science, technology, engineering, art, and math in a way that's developmentally appropriate for them. We bring in these very large-scale contraptions, which are toys for them to investigate and explore. And they help them to think through problem solving, to increase their creativity, to learn about physics, and to learn about other foundational science concepts.
It's so important that children have an opportunity to work with these materials at their discretion with our support, and and us encouraging the language, create, build, because down the line they might want to be that scientist or that architect, and we're setting that foundation for success.
If we can teach children the problem-solving skills, if we can teach them to be creative, if we can help them to really hold on to that creativity that so many of us lose over time, then we can help them to become the inventors, the innovators of our future. We had the marvelous Maker Machine today, which is a very large box that the children can innovate a machine. And then they take a variety of objects, light switches, plugs, buttons, things like that, and they can figure out how to hang them on the machine. And then they can talk through what their buttons and switches and lights and things do for the machine. So the goal there is for them to recognize that if something doesn't exist, the power is within them to invent it.
The xylophone machine, although they already know what PVC pipes were for because we have them on the playground, I think they finally had a connection as to other ways to use PVC pipes. So it was interesting to see them connect them to actually make a sound. And realizing that a flip-flop wasn't only for your shoe, it was something to help create sound. The sewing machine, it was to show functionality and cause and effect.
Final one is we're calling it a tinker station or a making station, because over the years we've realized that our society doesn't make very much anymore. We're a consumer society. We go out and we buy things, and if it breaks, we go out and we buy a new one. And very few of us actually make anymore. And so we feel like it's really important, especially for the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, to really have the opportunity to make things. So with a variety of found objects, things like buttons and paper clips and brads and all kinds of office supplies, wood scraps, sequins, things like that, glue and hot glue guns, the children can create whatever comes to their mind.
My favorite part was building the spider web and connecting and making the pipes into songs.